I hope you're having a good day. Today is bull putting out day. So Bud and Rosie and Birdie and Ellie and I are out here getting these bulls in. There's 3 of them here. The next bunch is 2 hills over that way. There's a fence line up here a ways, and then there's a gate in the middle of the fence line. Or gate in the middle of the fence line. The other bunch of bulls is past that gate, so I'll take these guys up, put them through that gate, and then go past and get the other bunch, take them to the corral and sort on them, and then take them where they need to go. I'll probably have to trailer at least one of the bunches of bulls where they need to go, because the cows are off to the east that way a ways. So, but I better get trotted up here. Ellie and Birdie are kind of pushing on these bulls a little too hard, and it's going to get hot, so I don't need them worn out before they get all the way hot. Well, these guys are pretty convinced that they want to get a drink. Instead of battling them the whole way, I'll let them go over to the water, and then we'll veer towards the gate. It's just a little bit out of the way, but it's getting to be too tiresome and annoying trying to just push them towards the gate, so we're headed up to water. There was a fire here last summer. Lightning started it. The wind was blowing probably 60 miles an hour, and it covered, I don't know, half a mile in a matter of minutes. But it just burned a strip through here. It almost looks like somebody's putting a pipeline in here. And there's quite a bit of sagebrush here, and it killed all of it. But now that we're in this bad drought, the grass just didn't really come back real great. So I guess we'll have to see what this looks like next year. Okay, so they're here getting a drink. There's also a water hole down there. So what I'm thinking they'll probably do is get their drink and head down to that, which is okay, because the rest are, I don't know if you can really tell, I'll zoom. You can see a couple of them, I thought, right there. So the rest are off that way, and they'll probably all think they need a drink too. So I'll bunch everything down up that water hole, and then the gate is just up and over down in there somewhere, and then I just head that way with them. There's also about 10 yearlings in here. I sorted out some red steers at shipping time, and I usually keep them till about September, but I probably shouldn't have even kept them as long as I have this year. And I'll take them to the sale barn into this week, so we'll see. Hopefully, being with these bulls, those yearlings will be easier to get in and just kind of stick with the bulls, because otherwise yearlings they're a pain in the ass. So yeah, so let these guys get a drink and we'll be on our way. We're here at the gate with the first 3, and I think the other one's sauce or something, so they're kind of heading this way. I'll go and see where the rest of them are all at, what's going on in that direction. But got 3 of them through the gate and a little bit closer. I'm sure they'll walk down this fence line a ways, but the next gate's 2 hills that way, so off we go for the next bunch. There's my heifer bull, so he needs to go up and over this hill. This is the old retired horses. I think that's the last bull I needed to find, and he's just coming down here to get a drink, and then the gate and the other bulls are all just over this little hill. But I have not found haven't found the yearlings yet. I was hoping maybe they were shaded up in these trees. There's another bunch of trees off back that way, so hopefully they're in there. I would really like to push them this way and just have them go with these bulls to the corrals, just to make it so much easier on me to get them in. So then if they're not back there with those trees, that probably means they're not in this pasture, and I'll have to go look for them probably some other day. But this bull's kind of bellering off at something off this way and not coming down here to get a drink, but he might just be anxious about these dogs. But I'll leave him here for now and then go back this way and see if I can find those yearlings and push them in this general direction, and hopefully they'll bump into these bulls and won't just wear me and the dogs and the horse out getting them this far. So off I go. Bump up. I was really hoping those yearlings that came down here and was shaded up in these trees, but they're not. There's kind of a little draw over here that's deep enough for them to stand in and not be seen, but I highly doubt that they're doing that. So my hope is that other bunch of bulls was walking that way, and there's kind of this hill here, a couple little hills. So I'm hoping they were just behind those bulls far enough that I didn't see them. And then if they're not there, there's one corner that they hang out in sometimes, clear at the other end, I guess they could be standing up there for some reason, but then if they're not in those two spots, I don't think they're in here, so that kind of sucks, but I just keep looking here for a little bit and hopefully find them. They were in here a couple days ago, so anyways, still looking for them. Hopefully they're just up here. Down there's the gate where I left the first 3 bulls, and then there was some other bulls coming along this fence line, and I see some red in there with them. So I think the rest of those yearlings were just behind that second group of bulls too far. Yeah, and I didn't see them. They were down in this little spot here or something. So I'm hoping they're all right there. It looks like a bunch of them are. I can't see good enough through my binoculars. And the rest just might be out of sight on the other side of this hill. So that longhorn bull, or a longhorn cross, my heifer bull was just over this hill at that water hole. So hopefully he's still close there, and I can push him in with that bunch and head for the house. The corral's right over there. Well, I got him found. He'd just come down from the water hole a little ways, and he looks kind of scary and has a traveling son of a gun, but he's not too bad to handle. He always kind of looks for where I want him to go, just like that. He's real easy to take anywhere, but the other bulls are just over the horizon there, so push him down in there, and hopefully all the yearlings and everything's accounted for, and I'll just head right for the corrals. So Ellie gets a little gung-ho sometimes, but it's not getting too hot yet. But my bandana is soaked with water. It's pretty near dried out, but it does make a big difference. My wife had one on yesterday that was kind of made out of mesh, and it seemed to work quite a bit better, so I might look into getting one of those. But hopefully I don't have to do too much riding out in the heat. So anyway, I'm going to keep this bull going the right way, and see ya for my next little video clip. A bunch came down here, which is fine, because then there's a trail that they can take and go over this hill. They'll go through a gate and take them up to the corrals. But these two, a shorthorn, where are they at? That one, a shorthorn and a young bull, took off that way, and that yearling went with them, but he decided to come back. So I'll wait for him to join up with that bunch, take them over the hill and through the gate, and then go back for them too. So that's how it's going so far. Just got one more gate to get through, and then we'll be up at the corrals. There's the gate I got open, and you can see the corrals and stuff just up there. And I think that longhorn bull knows what's up, because he's in the lead and he's kind of headed this way. And luckily those other two are just up there on the horizon. They're kind of easing this way too, so just about got it. Read the book Lonesome Dove. They've got a longhorn steer they call Old Dob that leads the cows along the trail, and we used to do that too. We used to have team roping steers, and we'd always keep one, and he'd live here forever. They lived for like 20 years, and they'd always be a lead steer. So when you went in to gather a pasture, as long as you kind of pointed him towards the gate and you knew where you were going, he'd get in the lead and go that way. And this longhorn cross bull kind of seems to be acting the same way. So maybe after he's done being a bull, I'll cut his nuts off and he can be a lead steer. But if you haven't read the book, there's a part where Gus is talking about something about old Dobbs like him. He doesn't get excited about much. He's talking about their lead steer, but he's got a lot bigger part in the book than he does in the movie. But they just got to head up that way and go through the gate, and I'll go back here and get this shorthorn bull and this other young bull and put them in the corrals, do some sorting on them, and kick them out which way they need to go. Got around these other two, and the gate's just right up here, and I'll kick them up with the other bunch and go open the gate going into the corrals, and kind of shush the horses out of the way and shut them out in the pasture, and then I'll have them in and for the sorting. Made it to the corrals. Got to kick these horses out of the way. There's already some bulls in there, but I'll just probably bring the bulls into here, or maybe probably won't bring them all the way up in the alley, because I'm sure they'll start fighting with this stuff. So we'll just put them here in this big pen and kind of sort them and put different stuff the way they need to go up the alley. Come on, you guys. Got them all in. Got Bud unsaddled, and he'll get the rest of the day off. And I just got to sort these yearlings off. This shorthorn bull, he's done. I'm not going to turn him out. He'll get sold. So I'll sort the yearlings out. I'll sort that longhorn cross bull out. He won't go out quite yet. And then I'm going to turn a couple bulls out up this way. They'll just go out that way. And then the next gate that some need to go to is, probably 1.5 miles or 2 miles that way. So I'm contemplating just turning them out and seeing if they'll walk that way and find the gate, but they probably won't. I just don't really like hauling bulls. But if I can get things sorted right to where they get along in the trailer okay. And then the rest have got to go about 6 miles to the east, so I'll definitely haul them in a trailer. But I'll do some sorting now and start loading stuff, I guess, unless it gets too stinking hot. I'm all sorted, and I was turning the two out. We're gonna go out that way and walking through the corral, and I found a pheasant feather, but there's not a pheasant within 100 miles of here. At least I didn't think there was, so I don't know how that got here. But I'm starting to get a little overheated. I'm gonna wet my bandana down again and get a drink of water. It's kind of happened to me yesterday at the 4th of July parade. I started feeling puny, so I need to cool it for a second before I finish this chore. Well, I got rehydrated and cooled down, so I'll go hook up this pickup to a trailer and finish hauling those bulls where they need to go. But cattle guy here on TikTok a while ago, I saw he did a video on that stuff called fire salt, and he seems like a pretty honest guy, and he said it seemed to work pretty good for him, staying hydrated, and said he was kind of like I was, just drinking a whole bunch of water and just could never stay hydrated. So I bought some a while ago. I don't know, I can't remember if he was selling it or not, or just saying that he thought it worked good, but I didn't buy it from him. But if he does sell it, but anyways, I did end up buying some. This is the first time I drank one of them before and stuff, but it hasn't been hot and things like that. But this will be the first time I really put it to the test. So I'm gonna see if that stuff seems to work pretty good. And then I've got one of these Arab scarves. I can't remember what they're called. This one's quite a bit more breathable than that cotton scarf I had on, you can see. So I'm hoping any little breeze that comes along will kind of help with that. And so I soaked this down and put it on too. We'll see. It's gigantic, so I'll try it out, see if it stays wet and helps keep me cool a little bit longer or not. But I'm gonna get back at it. Gotta go hook up to a trailer and haul these bulls where they need to go. So here we go. Alright, got these guys all turned out here for this bunch of cows. Gonna go back to the corral and get 2 more and turn out at a different pasture. But I ditched the Arab scarf deal and I went with this, the mesh one I was talking about that my wife had. And that seems to work the best. After it kind of gets warmed up, you can kind of take it and spin it. I don't know if this is how they advertise them. It's what my wife told me to do. You spin it like that, and it cools it back off pretty good, and you put it back on, you can tell a noticeable difference. It's called wet ring wear. Might look up their website and see if they make any a little bit bigger than this. I'd like something that I could kind of put a scarf slide on so it won't blow off. But she manages political campaigns, and this is what they gave away at the 4th of July parade, was these things. I didn't happen to get one, but yeah, see, the wind just kind of about blew it off there. So that's the only downside to it, but wet ring wear. We'll look it up, see if they make them bigger, but it seems to be the best thing so far. Well, this thing ended up drying out and not keeping me very cool for very long anyway. So I guess the best way to stay cool when it gets to 97, 98 degrees out is just stay inside. Don't come out. Yeah. Okay, I made a little bit of a mistake on this cool wreck thing. This is the instructions: wet, wring it out, and then wear it. That's not the name of the company. It's very cool. So my wife pointed that out to me. We're in here in town getting something, and yeah, that's not the name of it. Wet ring wear, that's what you do. Very cool is the name of it. So yeah, I thought I better fix that. Just, yeah, I feel really dumb. But anyway, there you go.